What is the most OP build for Flayn in Fire Emblem Three Hopes? I just want to say that this build has been the hardest build I've ever had to make. Flayn is full, and I mean full, of really overpowered abilities. In fact, I think Flayn could be the strongest character I've built, even surpassing Hubert himself. Who would have thought that Flayn of all people would be stacked like this? I present to you Flayn the Holy Destroyer. Our class of choice for Flayn has gotta be the Holy Knight. I juggled back and forth between Dark Knight and Holy Knight, since Dark Knight has more interesting and, well, stronger combos overall, but due to our ability makeup, I could not stop her from growing into the overpowered as crap Holy Knight she was meant to be. I know how strong Flayn is, so with that, there will be a large variety on how people build her. I suggest you give this build a chance and you will not regret the results. Our weapon of choice is any weapon with boost combat art / magic level 3 and boost critical level 3. This is one of my favorite lance varieties. Our accessory is going to be notes on poison. There are a lot of reasons for this, and if you don't have it, you can still run this build. It's just going to be a nerfed version of it. Flayn's natural unique ability is really bad. It's hard to aim, it doesn't do a lot of damage, and the healing doesn't matter as a Holy Knight, so there's no reason to keep it. Our battalion is going to be Resist Cavalry. Feel free to pick whichever battalion you want. We're running one combat art and we're running one magic on Flayn. Tempest Lance is a wind-based combat art that does some decent damage, while also causing a guard break. Excalibur is our magic spell, which is the strongest wind-related ability in the entire game. Not only does it break the enemy's guard, inflict windstorm, and do lots of damage, it keeps enemies vulnerable for very long periods of time. This leads us to our swapped out unique, Dust Cloud. This ability comes from Claude and imbues our attacks with devastating wind. This ability also has a second hidden advantage. It effectively acts as an essence of wind. This transforms our wind, combat art, spells, strong attacks, and class actions into much more powerful versions. Without this ability, Flayn is still viable, but she really does lose a lot of power. Our second ability is called Lily's Poise. When we recover HP, we also heal our adjutant that amount. I personally wouldn't use this ability, but it does become more useful if you're low level in Maddening difficulty or you decided to start a level 1 run on Maddening difficulty. Our last class unique is called Healthy Curiosity. This ability reduces damage received by 50% when ordered to seize. And as for our class abilities, White Magic boosts our healing spells, which we aren't using, so it's not super important. I said this in another video, this should have just boosted our healing overall. Big missed opportunity. Train Resistance allows us to avoid floor trap damage, while Sword Buster increases our damage against swords by 95%. And that leads us to our core abilities. Watch till the end to see where I got each one. Lance Prowess increases our damage by 30% while wielding a lance. Wild Abandon greatly increases our damage done as well as greatly increases our damage received. Undaunted greatly increases our damage even further, but at the cost of losing the ability to guard. Offensive Tactics increases our damage by 20% as long as our battalion is still active. Aggression increases the warrior gauge fill rate when attacking foes that have a status effect. In this case, they're gonna have Wind Torn. Essence of Light does exactly what Essence of Wind does. It transforms our spells, combat arts, strong attacks, and class actions into stronger versions, just for the light attribute. Since we're running Holy Knight, this will transform all of our strong attack finishers, both increasing the damage done and the healing received. Dual Onslaught considers both our strength and magic when dealing damage. Our strength-related abilities consider our magic and vice versa. This does not add the two stats together. All it does is consider the other stat when dealing damage. In our case, since both our magic and strength are similar, this will give us a small boost in damage on our strength-related attacks. It should also give us a small boost in damage to our magic. Big Game Hunter increases our damage done against commanders, which is a very strong ability. Luna decreases the enemy's defense proportionate to our luck stat. This may not affect our damage from Excalibur, but it will boost our normal combat damage and Tempest Lance. Finally, we're running Nullify Cavalry effect, which gets rid of our innate cavalry weakness. Our stat priority for this build is to boost our magic and strength as high as we can. You have a few options here. You can either put your 120 levels on Dark Knight, which gives you the higher boost to strength and magic, or you could do 120 levels of Holy Knight for almost the same boost, minus a small bit of strength, but you also gained a small boost to luck. And luck determines how effective Luna is, so it's your choice. I just leveled her up 120 times as a Holy Knight and called her a day. Feel free to max her strength and magic if you have the spare stat boosting items. Flayn is a monster and deserves every item that she gets. This build is based around her ability to not only heal from fatal damage, but Flayn can also completely annihilate enemies in mere seconds. Excalibur is your main damage ability, and Tempest Lance is your filler. They both apply Windtorn, which is the important part. While enemies are in the air, what you want to do is start comboing them down with your strongest Holy Knight combos. And since they have the Windtorn status effect, they will take extra damage both HP wise and stun gauge wise. This gives Flayn the opportunity to completely destroy stun gauges. She's even better at it than characters that were built around this very thing. So not only does she have insane damage potential, but she has the ability to critical rush whenever she wants. Our warrior specials and awakenings were left out a bit in this build, but that's okay, Flayn doesn't need it. I recommend saving your warrior specials and awakening for big boss battles or large groups of enemies. You're more than capable of defeating enemies without either, but saving them for the right time can help speed up certain tankier encounters. As for where I got each ability, Lance prowess is from Soldier, Cavalier, and Paladin. Wild Abandon from Brigand, Undaunted from Wyvern Lord, Offensive Tactics from Wyvern Rider, Aggression from Warlock, Essence of Light from Priest, Dual Onslaught and Big Game Hunter from Mortal Savan, Luna from Great Knight, Nullify Cavalry Effect from Holy Knight, Tempest Lance from Paladin, and Excalibur from Warlock. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more.